The show will start shortly. As soon as I get more ready, you might see some sneak peeks in here as I reconnect with all of you as you welcome. See are in your room, your device of choice. Just stand by. The show will start soon. Don't worry, everyone. I'm still here. You just gotta wait a little bit longer. Like I said a couple minutes ago, just getting a few things ready here. And hopefully my charger is charging this phone. Soon, soon. Just gotta wait a little bit longer. You guys and gals just have to wait a little bit longer. I'm just getting a few things ready here. I see you guys all in the chat, by the way. And welcome, everyone. Two-minute warning. 2-minute warning. The stream will officially start with me saying that really soon. Something like that. I'm gonna start real soon, by the way. Oh, it's real soon. Almost there. It's almost there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It's Creative Dancing back again. You know who it is. It's CR. I figure I'd dance into it. Little intro there. See? Back with this, too. It's Welcome, Prep Life, P2E, Tennessee Tactical 1. You can see I'm excited for this one. You know, look, dancing. I play the music, but out there, right? You know that RCO word? Yeah. So, just saying. I'm gonna highlight that. Straight up. I totally would dance with that too. Yeah, battery's at 95. It's not a hat. It's above. It's above Prepping Life. Come on. It's above. I'm actually really enjoying the buffs now. Just crack my bed here. I'm really enjoying the buffs now. So much more multifunctional. And I can hide it underneath my neck or underneath clothing. Let's say if I walk in a place or something. Oh, it's warm here. I don't need it. Pull it down, pull it underneath my neck, underneath my clothes, hoodie, whatever, and I'm good. Of course, I gotta highlight that. You know that. Like I said, I got some things here, such as since New Year's is coming around real soon, most of us are in the last day of the year, the 365th day of the year. And some of you are actually Canadian. Let's see. Ooh, look at that. Let's do this. Ooh, look. Try to. Ooh. It's like shadow puppets today. There we go. Oh, and by the way, since I don't have that usual thing that I usually have, point right now. Oh, yes. Like I said, I'm gonna share some of this kind of sneak peeks in here too. All right. So, 15 minutes in. Okay. So, anyways, hopefully everyone's doing good. It's still cold out west, and it's still cold out west. What? Minus 30 Celsius, at least, give or take, a degree or two. Minus 22 Fahrenheit for you guys in the US. Maybe I should have brought my chessboard in, you know? Move my rook up and down or side to side, move my bishop diagonally, move my knight in an L shape, and move my queen in any available spot except for in an L shape. Or maybe I'll just take one step at a time like a king. Just kidding. I don't have anything to say about the pawns. So sneak peek. Oh yeah. Did you hear? Hey, did you hear everyone? What? Zero's doing a sneak peek. What? He's doing a sneak peek? Um, yeah. Yeah. Isn't that why you came in the stream? Well, now I know. now you all know. Ooh, sneak peek. Let's just twist this in. I wonder why it's this one color. I wonder why it's this one color. Yes, I made a backup kit. I wouldn't even say it's a primary or a secondary. Maybe not even a tertiary. But it's a, let's see, backup, 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 backup. Wait, let me back up there so I can show you guys more. Ooh. Yeah, mostly it's red. You can see. Where's my camera? Okay. Taiwan Hitch is in there. Also a Ranger band. Bicycle inner tube. That kind of thing. Ooh, I know. Hey, this stuff's pretty useful. And not just for, like, keeping things together or burning it. There's a lot more you can do with it. Second stars in the house with CR. Wait, CR. What's up, man? Second stars in the room with me. What is up? Oops. I'm still trying to get used to StreamYard in terms of highlighting. Ooh, but what could this be? It's all good. It's all good. All good, Tentac. Yeah. Still here, right? Still here. Right? Still here to see the beginning of 2022. I mean, I'll be optimistic, but obviously I think all of us are gonna be more realistic on, what's going on and stuff like that. So again, be ready, be proactive, and all that good stuff. Let me just raise my volume here. Let's see here, wait for a second here. Change. Oh, actually, I have the audio quite high. Okay, never mind. Should be able to hear me now. Hey, hey, hey. It's got CR in it. How are you doing? Haven't seen you around. Nice to see you again. Happy New Year's Eve to something like a day soon. Relatively soon. For most of us. I guess it's already midnight PST, and obviously, and we're out east, so everyone's, for the most part, it's the last day of the year, the 365th day. And randomly, here's the preview, or wait, better not do that. I don't want to put anyone to sleep, right? This is just a kit I have, actually. You can see a Ranger band, some tape around it. This used to be a candy type of container, so I actually found it. You might recognize this. Yeah. It rhymes with hour. Like, 24 hours left or less until 2022. Why am I echoing? Ooh. Nothing in the way. Ooh. No, I'm trying to work on something. And like I said, watch. Let's see if I can do this. Let's say right there. Figure I use one of the items in it. You can see, oh, that's a top line hitch. Top line hitch. I wonder. I told you it's a sneak peek. It's a sneak peek. But look at the clues I'm giving. And look what's on it. And the color. All these warm colors. Like, or, or. Party. It's party. I mean, party. Hey, it's a purdy party. Hey, that could be saying it's a purdy party with a U and an A. I just made that up. Oh, yeah, I almost forgot. Hmm. Someone's getting warmer. Cheers. I really do like this though. Wait. Turn in further. Okay. I remember my borders. Yeah. Maybe I'll turn off. Yeah, it's good enough. Whatever. So yeah. Cheers, everyone. Ooh. What? What's that, CR? What's that? What is that? It looks shiny. Like, is that one of those? Is that? Are those? Maybe. I mean, it's not. No mint container. Oh, wait. I just said it out loud. Yes, it's a mint container. What could be inside? What could be inside? Ooh. Oops. Cheers, everyone. Ooh, but is it? Though? Is it? Oh, well, sneak peek. Oh, what's that? I don't know what that blue thing is. What could this be? I don't know. Let's just close the book on that sneak peek. But what could it be, CR? I don't know. That's just a first glimpse on it. Sorry, there's something in my eye. You know what I'm going to do right now? Just because I have this, both the bicycle inner tube and the tin. is to actually find my scissors. Oh, wait, I found them. See? I have these full tank, I guess you could call full tank, like full tank scissors. So, I've had these for a while. So, let me just show you here. I don't think it's on focus. Anyways, maybe you saw it. Tarp extra small. Not quite. Oh, there's something in my eye again. Anyways, so I'm gonna use these. Cut a piece of this bicycle inner tube, make a ranger band. Let's try that. And I'll make it straight. Ah, wait. Screw that up. Alright, let's put this on here. Ooh, look, it fits. It fits. It fits, everyone. It fits. Look. Look. Alright. Ooh. Yeah. Nice and tight. Taut. Well, no, tight. Taut. What was I thinking? Oh, yeah, because I was thinking of this taut line hitch. Like I said, sneak peek. Who knows? Who knows? If I go long enough, maybe you might see more of what's inside. What's inside the tin and container could be something really sweet, really hot. You might be the first one to know. You might be the first one to see it and be like, "Oh yeah, see, I previewed that. You gave us a sneak peek. I remember this." You'll see the thumbnail or whatever and be like, "Oh, is that what you showed to Sealer?" And be like, "Well, if you remember, then yeah, maybe." All right. So, you may have seen from my community board stuff, I've been posting an update. Long story or long paragraph short, I've been working on some of the kits. And these ones. Actually, these ones I actually haven't been working on all too much. But some of these Eric kits that I have, might be smaller. Well, not smaller, they might be bigger. Stuff like that. I'm working on them, just updating them. Especially as per se picked up new things. Per se, where it's that Alpine Butterfly knot again. Something like that. You might see that. Yeah. Start to add that in. And I've also been practicing some of the cordage things, especially with the top line hitch. Let's just do it real fast here. 2 round, backside, make a knot at the top, boom, dress it up, get pretty, and at the top line hitch. One thing I like to do is roll it in my hand, especially if it's not like webbing or anything like that. I find that helps. Just like, one of those Prusik knots or even the Fairmont friction hitch that uses loops of friction to hold, well, the cordage and such. And I guess to a certain degree, the trucker's hitch, because although it's just one loop that you pull from behind or underneath. Although, for anyone that knows or seen or knows the skill of the trucker's hitch, right? Basically, a way of making a cordage version of the pulley per se, and how it ends. Well, I actually decided to try the Fairmont friction hitch at the end. It did work too. So I was just like thinking to myself, wow, I'm actually really applying the knowledge a little bit. I was saying, who was I saying it to? Oh yeah, Gil. He was doing his prep of the day. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, yeah, cordage is nice. Especially with the skill and knowledge of knots, hitches, loops, fixed loops, constriction, compression type of things like the arbor knot or even the top line technically. Stuff like that. Nope. Not me. Not CR. I think I saw a little bit of Die Hard. Maybe some clips on Home Alone. So coming back to this, I started to apply some of that knowledge. I didn't even realize how many I actually did know. I do think now I'm up to 10 TEN knots, hitches, or knots, hitches, or and such. So, things to join cordage together, maybe like a square knot or a reef knot, something like that. To making loops like this, which is not a fixed loop. However, we extend the top line hitch all the way out. I could make a fixed loop in here. Oh, I don't have access to the ends here. Well, that's okay. That's okay. Because all you gotta do is make an alpine butterfly knot. And you don't have access to the ends. See? Make a fixed loop. That doesn't get smaller or bigger, no matter where I pull. Let's pull this really hard too. Alright, let's see if I can undo this real quick. Yeah, I can. That's what I like about the alpine butterfly knot. Generally, it's fairly easy to undo for what it is. Let's see. Pull that one out. Oh. Ooh. Is CR doing magic? No, it's not magic. It's called skill and knowledge of with cordage. I mean, we can get a deck of cards and do some, be like, you know, something like that. See, second star, that's why I decided to learn ones that I can do these certain things, if that makes any sense. You know, constriction knots, friction based ones, like the Prusik knot, Prusik, depending how you want to say it. Let's see, ones that can make like a fixed loop like bowline or alpine butterfly knot. Ones that constrict like the tumble hitch or the arbor Canadian jam knot. Wait, let me say that again. Canadian jam knot. Might as well emphasize that. Wait. Enough of that. Enough of that, right, Sierra? Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, stuff it is. You know, is Sierra not learn more than what he knows right now for knots or what hitches? Maybe, but I gotta be able to apply it somewhere where where it's just like, oh yeah, that'd be useful. You know, something like that. But top line hitch, it's useful for what it is. Especially since I can put it on this one kit right here. Ooh, but what is it? Well, hey, that's why it's sneak peek. Ooh. Because that's what I actually have on this. Just two top line hitches on both ends, and I can hang it. Like I said, let's extend this top line hitch all the way out. And if I really wanted to, let's see, like that, works head knot. Spread that out a little. Put two more in there. One. And I don't think I've ever done this with cordage, but no, I'm pretty sure I have. Pretty sure I have. 3 loops in there. Technically. Right? So you'll see 6. Well, you can't see it, but there's 6 loops going across. They're all parallel to each other. Just dressing it up, and I should have. Remember what I said about the top line hinge where I like roll it? I also roll this too because it helps. Because I gotta dress it up better. Hold on, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. I didn't even have it right. Okay, dressing it up, and now I have to Prusik or Prusik on. All right, let's see here. Let's see. Right, and that knot is held by friction, just like very similar on how the loops help with friction or this friction-based knot or hitch, like the top line hitch, Prusik or Prusik knot. And it rolled a little bit. You're supposed to keep 3 sides on one side and they're on their side, and they're supposed to be parallel to each other. but easy to undo. Very useful. So I decided to add that in. Try to use it whenever possible. Where I'm thinking, hey, this needs to be tied or whatever, something like that. Or needs something to be done. I'm like, can cordage help? Oh, it can. What knot or hitch could work? Let me see here. What are you guys talking about? I got an angle. Hold on. I got to angle my laptop. That way I can actually see the screen. Of course. Hold on. Okay, yeah. Hey, second star. See, that's why you gotta understand, and I think I said this to Gil too. Maybe, well, I'm saying it now. Understand which way to turn to. That's another thing too. I think, once you start doing it, and you think you do it once, do it again. Do it again. Try again. Undo it, do it again. And try to apply the knowledge too. That way it's more likely that, especially apply it in the real world. Because if you can apply it in the real world and just do it on the fly, you might be a little bit more successful. Just because maybe I'll make a memory up here. So yeah, I mean, I try to apply it. Sometimes I've used, let's say, as simple as, some people have issues with their trunk. Oh, hey, my trunk's lifting, it's not latching, or whatever. You find the spot. It's like, oh, hey, there's spots I can connect cordage. You see that a lot. People, yeah, I'm pretty sure anyone that drives, walks, sees vehicles, you've probably seen that at least once in your lifetime. And they're trying to connect it. I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, I can easily just put the tumble hitch in there as a quick release. Or, let's say, make a fixed loop, like bowline or alpine butterfly knot, and use that kind of, what's that called? Toggle, which I will represent with this. So, let me just do this real fast here. I'll put the alpine butterfly knot in the end of this. You could do a bowline too, technically. Just gonna do this real fast. Or relatively fast. Let me just dress this up just a little. Increase the loop size, okay. Something like that. Oh wait, I need another toggle or Marline spike. Yes. Okay. Alright, I've used two of these. Loops right here. Feed it through. Put your spike, toggle in, then switch down. See? As soon as this toggle's removed, almost like magic, but it's not. It's just knowledge or skill of the knots and hitches. So I'm like, yeah, that's something definitely I want to understand, because it makes sense for deployment too, because you're like, oh, this is so much quicker, especially if you're not only camping out, but let's say certain situations or whatever, you're just trying to be fast. You had to spend one night out or something like that. You had to set up a tarp, shelter, you're using cordage, this might be useful to know. And also, you know, you run your bridge line across. Just reading the chat real quick here. Yeah, see, it's all up here, man. It's all up here, second star. Oh, and welcome back. Yeah, and like I said, build on that. Build on it. I mean, this is useful. Like I said, it's not going anywhere, but which. Let me pick that up, bro. I'll just nest that in here. Just kidding. Like, I remember what I just did, what I was showing you with with an alpine butterfly knot, fixed loop at the end. You can use a bow line too. What I just did right there with, you know, this. I've actually used that just to see, hey, how long is this cordage? You know, just to see the length going across the room or something like that. And I just set it up like that. And use something like this as a toggle. Marline spike, as they say. Let me just see. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know, regardless if you know the name or not, what's important is skill, the knowledge of being able to do it. That's important. Even if you don't per se know the official name. Oh yeah, exactly. That's the point. And I think that's why I want to learn it. And I would recommend people trying to learn this kind of stuff because it would be useful. Especially in certain situations, you go camping or whatever. Even day to day, there might be reasons why you want to use it. You know, coming back to that trunk example, I could be doing something like that. Hey, I could open up the trunk even more, quick release. It's easy to set it back up. Excuse me. So yeah, I mean, bowline, alpine butterfly knot, quite useful, in my opinion. I'm really glad I learned how to do both. So let's see here. I do that. Put that loop in there. Over, under, around, through. Pull vents. It should be the line. Fixed loop. Everywhere, every part of the line I pull doesn't get smaller or bigger. Especially once you dress it up. The one thing I don't like about this, it can be difficult to undo, at least for me at times. Just because, well, I think this is why I've generally been preferring Alpine Butterfly knot, but there's reasons why I might want to use a bowline. And the classic example I always give is, you know, someone falls through ice, for example, you want to pass them the line, right? It would be nice to know someone passes you the line with a fixed loop, which this is not, but this is taut line, but with a fixed loop, so they can, instead of just per se handing it to you like this, where you got to grab it, your hands are cold, you might be shivering, stuff like that, especially if the water's cold, especially if the water's cold. put this, a fixed loop, not this, but because this is a taut line, but an alpine butterfly knot or a bow line, because they're fixed loop, it won't get smaller or bigger. You can put it underneath the armpits, hopefully, underneath the armpits. You can maybe still grab one, but you don't have the strength or whatever, weak, tired, cold hands, no dexterity, can't feel their hands, whatever. It's still underneath their shoulders and armpits, and hopefully be easier to bring them back to solid ground, and that other stuff. Yeah, that's good too. Whatever works, spools, stuff like that, quick deploys, even daisy chaining, zipper chains in it. It doesn't tangle. Because in certain situations, last thing you want to do is undo a tangle that's in the middle of a 50-foot line. Because you have to go all the way to 25, and, pull it out, especially depending how difficult the knot is. And the thing about knots, it's harder to undo knots under extreme tension, like really hard pulls and stuff like that. But if the cordage is smaller, smaller, like the inner strands of paracord, tarred bank line, stuff like that, especially thread. So that's why I try to daisy chain it, use spools, so it rolls off easily, hypothetically speaking, like this, for example, so, or those quick deploys, maybe that figure 8 kind of thing, say, I think it's like this, alternate back and forth, if I remember right, and then make a twist at the end. Although this line's really small, so I don't notice the difference so much, but yeah, you get the idea. Yeah. I don't know, you guys may not have seen this. Some of my newer supporters here on the channel, newer followers, may not have seen this. Here's a Barlow. Barlow, B-A-R-L-O-W. It's a double-bladed, non-walking folding knife. I've shown this before, actually, in a video. I still actually have this. I always felt like I saw a reflection. I meant on the wall. I think I did. Okay. Oh yeah, really big monkey. Yeah. Chef Dave. Yeah. I wasn't even trying to highlight that. I just did. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, useful. I still have to oil this. Well, the hinge right here, it's kind of stiff. So it's not the normal blade or the regular size, but the smaller one. It's kind of really stiff. I mean, it's better than it was before. This is something I got for like $1. Some sort of garage sale or something like that, yard sale. Something like that. Let me see here. Okay, yeah. So, just something I have. I use it every so often. I mean, I've other stuff too, you know. I mean, I've also shown this, you know, your standard Victorinox Swiss Army type of knives, non-locking. You know, it's a tool that's useful. Just say that. Yes, 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 yes. Just I have used the can opener in this. I actually have tried it. It's fine. It does the job. Let me put my keys down. Let me put the keys down before I drop them. I know there's some headphone users all the time, so I try not to make loud sounds and come and stuff like that just because headphone users. Because I always think to myself, like, no matter when I do a stream, there could be headphone users. So, and no one likes these big, and you know, you're like pulling your headphones up. Yeah, no one likes that. We've all, most of us that use headphones have gone through something like that before. Oh, okay. If you're currently active on stream right now, if you show me a one in any way or form, spelling, homonym, or a number, you might see a sneak peek on something I have right. Oh wait, let me knock on it. Right here. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Who wants to see the sneak peek of this? Oh, you guys gotta let me know. I mean, one. I mean, no. And what do you guys think about that? I had to make sure I put it in the chat. I know some people will maybe listening or reading, so I understand. Some people actually are, you know, I've seen that before too. So some people are watching the side chat. So wants to see. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, oh. I think I got a one. I got a one. They never said one, but I think they're down for it. CR. I'm like, okay, okay, okay. Oh, so, oh, I see three in there, so you might get a free sneak peek. See what I did there? See what I did there? figured I might as well dance into it. Gotta make sure my music's not that loud. I don't want to get a copyright strike. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It looks blue just like that first one. Something in my eye. I'm not trying to blink. Hey, see, are you hugging it? Well, yeah. You must love it that much. Well, it's been useful, guys. How useful, CR? It wouldn't be the first time I used it. Oh, okay. That's why. Keep it close by. But all jokes aside, it might be very useful. Well, like I said, if I've shown something before, I'll show more of it. If I haven't shown it in a static video, live stream, if I do show it, it will be only a sneak peek, you guys. Because the thing is, I want to show more detail in the video, explain it better, word it out better, and all that stuff. But you guys are getting a sneak peeks on it, where you're like, ooh, what is this kid? What is this that CR is showing? Why is he dancing? Oh, because it's almost New Year's Eve. Oh wait, it is. It's almost New Year's Day. Okay. Anyways, maybe that was 2022 too much. I said that way too many times. Way too many. You know, 2021. You know, I guess I'll just talk this out. I guess. You know, maybe not everything went great at times. Although, still here, right? Still kicking it. You know, some, well, yeah, something may, obviously, remember those people too, by the way. But, you know, I've been lucky this year too, in terms of things that I found. I mean, I found lighters, amongst other things, and maybe something right here too. Let me just, something right here. Ooh, what's this? What's this, CR? What's this? Why is he whispering? I don't know why. Something like this. I wonder what this is. And something else I found. It was funny. It was hilariously funny. How it's not in the best shape, but technically it still works. It still works. If one of my friends would say, it still works. So it's not totally gone yet. There's still potential. It still could be useful. I will show one thing. I will show one thing. I will show one thing real soon here in a little bit more detail, just to entice more people. So you just have to wait. And remember how I play with words. Use words all the time. I mean, even the words are a sneak peek. Okay. Ugh, there's always something in my eye. No, I'm not trying to wink. There's always something in my eye. Ooh. And it's only an hour. And I was just checking up on my StreamYard because honestly, using free. Using it free, so I have 20 hours. I was just like, oh, my birthday billing period starts on the 16th of January, so I got like 18 hours for the next 18 days. Well, 17, so I can stream for a little bit. And I'm not streaming tomorrow night anyways. I think, to be honest, everyone's gonna be on streaming. Every last person's gonna be streaming, pretty much. Pretty much, it's for me, because I'll be on, side shows, panels, or someone else's live stream, and stuff like that. I reset alarm for 5 minutes to midnight. I reset one up. I'm just like, well, I might as well do it now and be proactive. Just in case I pass out or fall asleep, I'd be like, oh yeah, it's fine, it's 2. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. I wonder what these 2 things are. I do appreciate Prepping Life coming in. It's nice to see you again, by the way. Virtual fist bump. Yeah, make it 2. Yeah. Or virtual one elbow. Virtual hug. I've celebrated New Year's on the road, like literally on the road, in places and stuff like that. I've enjoyed my times and stuff like that. Sometimes with adult beverages, adult drinks. I don't know if I'll partake in or consume any. Probably not. Probably not. Knowing me, knowing CR, it'll be like coffee. Yeah, coffee. Cheers, everyone. All right. So, like I said, I was gonna share some stories in here, not just reconnect with people. Enjoy everyone dropping in. Thumbs up. Appreciate you watching. Wait, let me get in frame. CR. Okay. So, I'll hide the brand, but right here, let's show it some more. That's how I received it. Show you guys. All right. Now I'll put it down. That is the Bluetooth speaker. The rubber buttons are missing. Does it still connect through Bluetooth? Yes. And what you'll see on this, there's the connectors on there. So obviously, right there is the power in, USB in. You see it's got USB out, card, and standard headphone jack. So I can use this as per se a battery bank, power pack. I think it's only like 1,500 milliamps, so it's not too strong, but something like an LED light or something like that, one of those USB ones, I can use this. And the headphone jack, which is right there, I can actually use this like a normal speaker, so to speak. So I'm like, oh, and by the way, I found this, by the way. I was really surprised. I was really surprised too. I just like, oh, no one's claiming it. Midday too, midday. It wasn't at night or early in the morning, right? I'm like, I know people pass by. I know. I see people in the distance, just holding this up. I'm like, yeah, no one's claiming it. So it was funny. I was going to my buddy's place, and I was just like, I'll just take a look over here, randomly, take the scenic route, and like I just see it on the ground. I'm like, what? What is this? At first, I thought it was a toy, or like, because like I said, or we'll say, it's a speaker, so it's got this mesh. So when I was looking at it, right, I'm like looking at it, then I'm like feeling the weight, because obviously it's a speaker, it's got metal stuff like that. It's electronic, but it's got some weight. I'm like, yeah, this is a speaker, I think, right? So basically, when I got to my friend's place, I'm like, hey, guess what I found? He's like, yeah, what's up, CR? Yeah. I'm like, I think I found a speaker. He's like, yeah. He automatically, very nice friend of mine too, who I just met this year. And I say this year because it's still 2021, still for a little bit longer. We're on the last day of the year. 365 days have gone by. And they're like, they went and grabbed a USB cable and plugged it in, or brought out their phone or whatever, and connected the Bluetooth up, paired it up, right? I'm not gonna turn it on because you know how it sounds, device is ready to pair or whatever it says, right? And I'm like, they connected it. I'm like, cool. They played the music. The speakers, let's just say good. I wouldn't say great. Stuff like that. And like I said, the buttons are missing. The rubber buttons on this are missing. See? So, but I can still push it if I really had to. I went online to check when I got back about home. And I'm like, okay, keyboard warrior time. Let's dig up some strengths, right? I just wanted to find out. And I'm like, I found out, okay, it's got a 1,000 or 1,500 milliamp battery and all this other stuff. I'm like, the retail price, if you bought this new, also it's not new because I found it, right, and used, was about, let's say, $30. I'm like, well, okay, that's cool. I guess I found, per se, a $20 item. I think this was back in the fall or something like that. So I've used it a couple times. I've even plugged in a light into it just for fun, actually. You know what? No, actually, I won't. You actually have to turn on the Bluetooth part, turn it on for the USB out for power out to work. And actually, you have to turn it on for the speaker part too. So, but regardless of what you do with it, it will use power if you turn it on and use it. And clearly, I am missing guardian power. having GP in the house with me because I was rambling and doing that thing. But he's quite aware that I do that all the time. What's up, man? Oh, Moose Girl's here too. Just saw that. Just saw that. Moose Girl in the house with CR. I got the side chat over here, even though I can scroll. It's so I can actually type. But I have no idea. It said Moose Girl's in here. Garden Property GP's in here. Welcome, both of you. Nice to see you both. Alright, and hi. I have no idea how to make a comment in here. Oh, come on. Nope. Well, I'm down to 84 apparently. Down to 84% for an hour. See, this is another reason why I'm dragging this on a little, because I want to see. Because also, for the brightness I have it on, I'm doing two things. I'm using a connection like Wi-Fi, and I'm connecting, doing video too, transmitting audio, and I have maybe to brighten this up halfway to max, so that's why I'm seeing, because I want to actually see how long it takes, because I don't think I would be able to do this without a battery bank or without it while it's charging. It consumes more power, and because, like I said, I'm connected, like Bluetooth, like either data or Wi-Fi. Brightness is up on the screen halfway. I'm transmitting video and sound, so all that stuff's going. It's not just like I'm listening to some, music, some MP3 file, or just watching a video. I'm actually transmitting too, and obviously running an app like StreamYard. So yeah, I tried this out. I even tried this out over Christmas time. Ran some Christmas music with it, all that stuff. But too bad that our laptop. I'm not gonna say it, but because I'm trying to keep a little bit more upbeat. Yeah, it bit the bullet, so to speak. Just a hard drive, but can't really run something with a hard drive, where it's mechanical or SSD, solid state drive. I mean, I can use another OS, but a hard drive? It's kind of important. Kind of. Especially for stuff like this. Alright, so. That's one of those kits I just showed earlier with that blue little thing. You know what else is in it? What else is in it? Some of this um, waterproof paper. Also it's got a brand on it. Thanks, Wes, by the way. Appreciate it. One of the things I wanted in a giveaway a couple years back. So I decided to put it somewhere. Just sheet. Let's kind of spread that stuff out. Because I didn't need to bring a whole book or a lot, but a couple sheets might be useful. Layered duct tape. I've shown a video on this too. I really do like layered duct tape. whenever possible, especially if I'm per se not planning to need a continuous amount of it. You know, if you want to put it around a spool or a flat, like plastic card, credit card, debit card, that kind of stuff, gift card. I'll eat this way whenever possible, just because it's thin. And I've got, let's say, 1.5 feet, 2 feet right here, just in case, for whatever reason, just in case. You know, there's the R word, cargo tape. And just because I'm not afraid to show one of these. Someone in here might actually know. Maybe just one of these. It's like, what's that, CR? Well, that's why it's sneak peek. Not gonna show it all. Not quite. You know, gonna leave something for the video. That's why it's a sneak peek. But CR. Yes? Can you show a little bit more for us? Well, if you hold on, you might see a little bit more. Ooh. Ah. And maybe a yippee. You know, I won't say what Die Hard Bruce. Yeah, I won't say that, but you know what I mean. Yeah, you know what I mean. Let me just close it here. Yeah, see, it's one of these plain old containers, you know, that have the snap on it. So, you know, it's got the snap and stuff with it. It's one of these things. I'm glad I went towards this method of, or I should say, this container for using it, just because it's more organized and feels like the deployment's faster, just because, you know, oh, hey, if I need this, I know exactly where it is. I'm fooling around in a once big dump pouch or one big pocket. It's more organized. It's a little bit more useful because of the organization, the deployment's faster, and because the deployment's faster, per se, depending what it is, you know, I'm not wasting so much time. If that makes any sense. What time do I have? An hour and a half? Okay. So let's see, I should have 3, about 17 more hours. No. Under 17. Okay. But is there more, CR? Do you have more of a sneak peek for us? A little glimpse of what you do, or what you made, or create, or put together, or modify, or supplement, or etc., etc., etc. Yeah, see, I'm doing these hands things again. I don't know why. I'm trying to mold something here. Hey, what's up, Dan? What is up? Big Dan from the UK. Appreciate you dropping in. It's probably morning there, so good morning. I guess it's morning everywhere in North America, anyways. So more sneak peeks. You might be able to see that it actually had the expiry or best before of 2022, which is coming up real soon for most of us, because now most of us are in Happy New Year's Eve mode. Most of us, I say, and hopefully, everyone out there, on a serious note, you know, all the best in the new year. May things be generally better. I'm trying to be optimistic, but as a realist, I'll say, get ready, be proactive. Yeah, yeah. As much as possible, just because, well, things are happening. Pretty sure many of us have seen, heard, and stuff like that. Seen in store and stuff like that. Cheers. Oh, of course, Cheers has CR in it, right? So yeah, I mean, get ready for the new year and stuff like that. Enjoy the day, too, but try to think ahead. You know, not only the rest of the winter or summer, I guess depending where you are in the hemisphere here in the south, but everyone in the northern hemisphere, you know, you know not only look towards tomorrow, New Year's Day, midnight, but maybe springtime, summer. You know, plan a little bit, try to be proactive. You got food stuff, maybe consider checking on it. Especially if you haven't consumed it and be like, consumed it yet, and be like, see when the better buy date is there. The BB date thing. Whatever it says. Rotate it, stuff like that. Maybe take some inventory on stuff like that. Like even earlier, I think, yeah, I mentioned it in the community board about modifying and working on something. I'm pretty sure I put it. I was just checking on everything. All the consumable stuff per se is good till 2023, so I'm still good. So I don't need to check. I can check the bag, well, that kit, or at least give an overview or whatever, or a brush through, or a quick glance at it, maybe in March, April, May, and I'd still be good because all I would have to do is check on certain things and be like, yeah, it still looks fine, and stuff on it. It was kind of funny. I'm like, oh, good. All the stuff actually, the dates I have for them are like 2023, give or take, like past April and beyond. I'm like, oh, okay, still good for a bit. Even if I check that kit out, the contents in June, I'd still be good in terms of those things. Might still have to check to see if there was, oh, hey, did someone get in here? Did the bugs get in here? Did blah 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 got in there? Generally, I'm still good. Like, yes. That will give me time to do other things in the spring, or let's say February, well, January, February, March. Maybe something to sew with, like the sewing needle, or the sewing kit. What? Did CR actually just say what it was? Ah, it's so slipped out, and so did that pun. Is CR punning again? So it seems. So it seems. Oh, that's a double pun. See. So it seems. Get it? Get it? Get it? Come on, come on, come on. I know you guys are laughing. That was a double pun. So it seems. See what I get there? That's gotta be the first double pun I made in a long time. Just in time for 2022, right? I mean, this sewing kit's got like binder clip. I've shown this in a video, in one of the sewing videos. Very useful. Because something like bobby pins and stuff like that, or pins or safety pins, you have to put holes in the material. Something like leather, something like that is coming up, you make a hole, it's there. So if I don't have to pin it, if I can use a binder clip or something similar, this might be really useful. It just slipped out, man. It just slipped out. Like I said, so it seems I'm punning tonight, right now, again. I just can't even help it. Come on. See, it's even got a magnet on there so I can stick the sewing needles and stuff like that. I'm gonna show this all because I'm still working on this. And see some tape right here, both electrical and hockey tape. Yeah. Did CR say hockey tape? Yeah. Did he just say electrical tape? Yeah. And he's using red electrical tape and black hockey tape? Yeah. Because everyone knows I am Canadian. Wait, let me put some special effects. Old school with sounds. Figure I tossed that in. It's all good. It's all good, second star. Hey, CR. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, and people of the side chat. Do you have any more stories or sneak peeks? Oh, wait. Just cranking my. Just turning my neck, stretching my neck. I wasn't actually trying to shake. I'm trying to nod. Some of the sewing stuff. I've actually been sewing for wouldn't say it's not quite as often or as long or in a session or whatever. Like last year, seems like March of last year. I went through like, I swear half of March I felt like I was only sewing. I just kept sewing and sewing, and like I just kept going on and on. And so that's how long I've been doing it. Just kidding. No, see, I have some material right here. These are scrap materials and stuff like that. I'm planning to make something out of this, but I need to plan it a little bit more. You might see what it is later. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. But it's because I've been actually trying to think of like how I want to do this. You know, do I want to pull it? Do I want to up the game a little? You know, up the ante, challenge myself in terms of, hey, should I try to add something cool on, more personalized? Do I want to put a belt loop, loops on it, stuff like that? Because honestly, like any air pouch, bag, or whatever, when you're creating it, especially stuff like this, you have to do it in a certain way because certain things you don't have access to later. So you have to do them first. There's a specific order you have to do it. So it turns out like more like something like this at the end, right? Oh yes, this is something I've shown. I've shown this already. Many moons, many years ago. Yeah, actually many years. It's been more than 2. Especially since we're coming up to 2022 soon. And thanks everyone for dropping by on this live stream. Where not only am I reconnecting with some of you, I'm sharing some things and some stories. Social media links are down in the description now. But yeah, this is something I made a while ago. And the thing is, this used to be one of those insulated type of, per se, quote unquote, lunch food things to keep food warm or cold or whatever, right? Insulated? Yeah, insulated is a good word. I used every part of it. Yeah. And this was just for fun. Just to see, only using per se the materials on hand. If I had nothing else except for the sewing needle, could I do it? And apparently I could. I've added some more line in there, as you can see later on, but for the most part, I did create this with only the materials of the original item. The one side of that insulated bag. Something you might put lunch in or something like that. Because like I said about planning, something like this, I actually had to invert it inside out. So when I was working inverted out. I guess I can invert it. But not all the way. But let's see. It's almost like I made a well hat. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. So yeah. Okay. I've always been thinking about that too. How about something like a bottle holder or water container type holder. I mean, that's a little bit different because obviously this is flat. This is not too over difficult at the time that I made this. But putting something that has a bottom, I wouldn't say it's hard, but it's more difficult, a little bit more planning, more work and stuff like that, but it could be beneficial. I could learn something from it, apply that knowledge and skill and be like, and gain some experience and hopefully make it stick. Maybe bottle it. It's funny how I'm thinking about bottle and New Year's Eve. Coincidence. We have a sip here. So I appreciate everyone dropping by on this live stream and checking out the stories and sneak peeks. Cheers. Alright. It's time for another sneak peek here. Sneak peek, everyone. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, everyone in CR's audience right now, the people of the side chat, are you ready to see another sneak peek from CR? Oh, you know what I hear? All I hear is now, and the crowd with a CR in it goes wild. Just kidding. I always wanted to put that in. Anyways, I showed something earlier. And like I said, I found that. Well, I also found this too. It was quite funny. This was back in the summer. I found it on the grass. It was abandoned. I didn't even know if it worked at first. And it's done being our segue towards something else. But just flashlight. It is USB. Does not have the cover, the little plastic part that goes there. Well, blinding it one here. And you might feel, I don't want to blind it one with the light, but on the inside of it, let me just show right there. See that shiny thing? I actually put, I can take off the lid. So, there's that LED in there. So, but basically what I did was I might try this again, but some reflective foil tape in there. Just to act like a reflector. Like a parabolic reflector you might use or might have seen and stuff like that. Does it help? Yeah, I think to a certain degree it does, but just because I don't have, it's bright in here and I don't have full power on this. There's no brand or anything like that. It's single on and off. Yeah, like I said, it's just single on, off. Another thing here. You're probably like, well, okay, CR, well, so you had to put batteries in there, right? Because it didn't come with batteries, right? Well, the week before that, was it the week before that? Yeah, it could have been, relatively speaking. But before I found this flashlight, I actually found these in a free pack randomly these batteries. And as you can see, best if installed by December 2030. So 8 years from now. But I actually found 3 AAAs. So obviously this takes 2 AAAs. Takes 2 AAAs, so let me just put them in. So I was just like, you sure? I actually, it was funny. I'm like, I found a flashlight and the batteries for it. I'm like, yes, yes, yes. You know, like it's like a 2-for-1, literally. So I'm just like, yeah. So now I have a spare flashlight. I haven't dedicated this to a kit or anything like that, or a bag or anything like that yet. So I'm still deciding on it. Have to see. But I was just like, oh, yeah, I'm good. I'm good with this. Even found the batteries. Even found the batteries. I'm like, yes. Okay, I know you guys heard that. I dropped something by accident. But here's something else. Um, I don't know if I've ever shown these. I might have shown these. I got this like a long time ago. These were abandoned, and I have 2 of them. But a silver light. I actually found this. It was part of a ornament thing. I'm having issues with the silver part on this, but if I put a normal battery in there, you can see it does light up. And I was just like, another one I use is still working. But I was just like, and the thing is, though, it was getting tossed, let's just say, for lack of a better word. It was getting tossed out. I was just like, so if anything, I saved it from landfill. It's still in a useful state. At least for me. It's alright. You know, obviously, I got some bright lights on and stuff like that, so in the dark or whatever, it's useful. You know, I can bring one out if I go camping or something like that. You know, something I can quickly use. You know, some of these solar lights sometimes I use like a night light. You know, I could be like, ooh, night light. Ooh, you know who it is? Okay, there we go. You know who it is? It's the famous moderator, Harvey Black, in the house with CR. Hey, Harvey. Happy New Year's Eve to everyone. Hopefully, everyone enjoys it. Remember the good times. You know, the people not with us on this New Year's Eve and all that stuff. Lots of people out there. We all know each other. Someone out there. Someone. Family, friends, co-workers, people here that we met on YouTube and stuff like that. So, you know, I know I will remember people. So, anyways. Ooh, HBD, HBD, HBD. That's cool, that's cool. I forget if I enabled the live chat replay on this. I have to double check. Dang. Did I just hear that? Dang, Harvey. Dang. I think I heard something like that from someone else in the community, in the preparedness community. You might have heard their video and stuff like that. But yeah. So and the thing is, I'll share a story too. I didn't even plan to share this story, but I've been bitten by a dog too. It's on the fly. I remember that too. One of those sneak peeks I showed earlier, that's one of the reasons why I updated that kit and have that tin. So if it doesn't give you a sneak peek or what is that clue, then I don't know what would. But yeah, I had to update that. That's just like, yeah, and just again, deployment, right? Sometimes you realize about deployment when you actually have to use it, and fast too. So yeah, I guess I was lucky. I know I was lucky. I still have a mark. There's still a mark on my leg too. It's been 4 years because yeah, that happened to me in December of 2017, I think. Pretty sure. I still have a mark. It's getting smaller, but I still have a mark. Probably don't have a scar, but yeah, yeah. All the best, Harvey. I do feel your pain on that one. That I for sure feel your pain on that one. I would show you, but it's kind of weird to show it, and it's not on the back. It's just because it's on my side, and yeah. Okay. Anyways, that's probably TMI. Hmm. Fist bump to you, Harvey. I guess this is why, training, skill, knowledge, experience is important to preparedness, survivalism, and all that stuff. Just as much as the physical gear. Because it's just like knots. You know, it's just like knots. If you know knots, you can do a lot more stuff with it. Right? Because skill, knowledge, and experience make gear that much better, more useful. Or in this case, with cordage, more useful. Oh, okay, I need that alpine butterfly knot. Okay. Pretend that's a hook or whatever. Yeah, I need it. Okay. And afterwards, it's not too difficult to undo. And, well, didn't quite do it. Didn't quite pull through. Oh, wait. Of course, now I have issues on camera, but anyways, I am doing this live, but basically be able to recover, because recover has CR in it, by the way, right? The cordage, so you can use it later again and use it again. Because another story here, this was like happened, I think the summer of 2018. Yeah, it's got to be the summer of 2018. Well, let's just say I've seen people abandon cordage and stuff like that. I mean, you're probably like thinking, or some people might think, hey, see, they were probably in a rush, right? Yeah, that might be true. You know, you're trying to tear down camp fast. You have to get going, emergency, whatever, right? Well, I always think to myself, especially when you can, if you're planning to do this activity again, camping, glamping, whatever, right? Or let's say it's a survival situation and that's the only resources you have, wouldn't it be nice to know that you can recover with CRNet and CRNet, the materials, the resource, the gear, and still be able to use it down the metaphoric road, the metaphoric trail, the metaphoric path? Most of us would be like, yeah, it would be nice, because it might be the only thing you have, or you might have had to pay for it. Well, whoever whoever was running this camp, and obviously I never met these people and stuff like that, so I'm just kind of per se saying things. you know, I went over there. I was like, well, they're gone. Their camp's torn down. No tarps, no tents, no vehicles. And it's already been like, look at the clock or whatever, or watch or whatever, or phone. It's already been half an hour. They're gone, right? So I just went over there, like, yeah, just to see, right? Just take a look, right? I see all this cordage, and some of it was per se a form of parachute type of cordage, paracord. I was just like, what? Seriously, these people actually left that stuff? You know, obviously I can't tell where it came from and all the price and all that stuff. But I was like, let's just say this 20 feet was worth $5. Like, no, that's just $5, CR. Well, maybe, but if you're planning to do a trip again, a camping trip or something like that, wouldn't it be nice to know, hey, I still have this cordage from the last time? You know, especially if you decide to do an activity like this more often, right? Or like I said, some sort of emergency survival situation, gear, supplies, resources are limited, and you're just like, well, wouldn't it be nice to be able to recover it with C, CR? Just reading the chat real quick here. Anyways, I think I saw the. I'll answer that, but no. But I am talking about camping and some stories from the past. Let's see here. Imagine so, Harvey. A little shock, yeah. Speak of shock. That's a segue there. I was shocked that these people left this cordage behind. And the thing is, when I was looking at, these were hard knots, right? You know, as they say, you know, that kind of knot. I'm not gonna use the word, but you guys know what I mean, guys and girls, gals, I should say, ladies and gentlemen, people out there, right? I was just like thinking to myself, wouldn't it be beneficial? And I've shown this already, but I'll show it again to be able to, hey, tie things like this cordage here as a representation to once, twice, backside, inside the loop twice, around the front or back, depending how you want it. Go around, tuck it up there, dress it up. If you make a taut line hitch, could be useful. Relatively, I say relatively easy to undo. Well, you get this flash right here, right? Pull, whatever, joining things together. Because it uses friction, I can hold things together. And the thing is, I can probably put something else right here if I really wanted to. If I really wanted to, alright? Something like this. Just kind of dress it up. You know, something like that. So it's harder for it to even slide out, so I can't slide it out. Because I have that knot in there. But it's quick deploy. Or quick release. So and as you see in there, it is very similar to how you would finish off the trucker's hitch. Very similar, very similar. See, what I've realized from cordage, knots, hitches, a lot of that stuff is very similar. So I'm trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Relate it to something I do know. You know, so it makes sense in my head, for example. You know, just like I said, the loops in a top line hitch are all parallel to each other, similar to something like a Prusik knot or Prusik knot, depending how you say it or want to pronounce it, or even the Fairmont friction hitch is very similar because all the loops are side by side, parallel. But anyways, something like this, I could easily undo this friction-based hitch or knot. Recover the cordage, for example. Put it back in my kit, bag, camping stuff, whatever, right? You know, in a survival situation, be able to reuse that stuff. Because, I mean, it's one thing if you had to discard it or use it and not be able to recover for something really important. But if you can, try to recover it. Try. But anyway, it took me, I had tools too, like a hook and stuff like that. It still took me a long time to undo the knots that were on there. I was just like, dang. I mean, some of it was so, you know, like a knot like this, like this, and let's say more of it sticking up, so it'd be like, you know, like this, so to speak. There was no undoing it. I had to cut it, unfortunately. And I don't like cutting cordage or line because joining it is not the same. It's harder. It's not the same. You don't have the same tensile strength. Even if you use like square knot, reef knot, blood knot, it's still not quite the same. Just the way it is. It's not the same as originally like this. It'd be like this, but you know what I mean. I might have. By the way, might have. I'll keep my eyes out on that, just in case. Yeah, I know about that. I don't know about that. That was from the other day. Anyways, to finish on my story here, and the reason there's I have my reason why I'm telling the story. It's because for multiple reasons, which will become apparent as I say it. So, anyways, it took me like half an hour on and off. It was hot that day, like 90s, 30 Celsius, sunny. So I was just sitting underneath a tarp. I brought it back to camp, the best I could, and stuff like that. Well, fire things. And I'm like, okay. Everyone's like, hey, what are you doing, Sierra? I'm like, well, I found all this line, right? Per se, right? And some of it, like I said, is look like paracord. It looked like parachute type of cordage. I'm just like, yeah, this resource is too useful, too useful to discard. I mean, lots of uses for cordage, which has CR in it, by the way. Just like recover. Oh, and subscribe. Yes, yes, yes. I just said that. Okay. All right, all right. Exactly, Harper. Yeah, I know I have to make a new one of those, by the way. But thank goodness, like I said, I created that from scratch. So, you know, I can recreate that actually because the experience of it showed me, hey, the steps to take. Anyways, that'll be the next thing I talk about. So, anyways, coming back to what I was saying about the cordage. They left us behind, I worked at it, undid the knot, tried to recover as much cordage as possible. And basically, I was using it to improve our camp. You know, because remember when I said it was hot, sunny, 30 Celsius plus 90s, right? So it's fairly hot. Because that morning, I was just like, to everyone, like my own per se camp buddies, friends, and stuff like that. It's gonna be hot today, guys. Maybe we should make more shade. And everyone's like, yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, maybe we should do this while it's not hot out. While it's relatively morning, relatively cool out. Be more proactive. That way, in the afternoon, we could be like, relax in the shade and stuff like that, and just relax. Because, I mean, like frankly, we didn't really even need a campfire going at that time. Because I don't want to cook over a hot fire if I don't have to, or have one, because, well, frankly, I don't need it at that time, right? It's like, there's no bugs out. It's not cold. I'm not trying to signal. And I don't need the light because it's daytime. So, like I was saying, I was using that cordage that I found to improve our situation at camp. I just like, and I just had some fun, a little bit of CR fun, so to speak, something to do. Gave me something to do for the afternoon, for example. So I didn't even have to do, or be like this or or anything. I was just doing my own thing. Next thing I know, hours go by, Next thing I know, like, oh, it's afternoon, late afternoon. And some of that cordage is with me, on me, or with around me. I made sure to, because I was just like even, let's say, someone else could have taken it. Yeah, okay. They might have used it. Yeah, okay, that's good. But I was thinking to myself, what happens if someone just picked it up? Oh, I don't need this. It's trash. Or whatever, and just threw it in garbage. That would have been a lot of resources, cordage in this case, that just got one use. Maybe one use. Because the cordage looked, per se, quote unquote, fairly new for what it was. Like, they just bought it for this camp trip. You know, this camp people, like, let's say, at least over 100 feet away, right? So I was just like, no. Let's recover it with CR, right? Yes. Hi, Howie. Good day to you too, my friend. But yeah, and recover it because I didn't want to. You know, okay, like I said, if someone else recovered it, used it, got a use out of it, yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that. If that happened, but wasn't sure. So I know I could put it to good use because I know how useful cordage is. And the thing is, one of the lengths, I'm pretty sure it was from that camp. Well, either way, it was from the same per se day. One of the lengths was 20 feet. That was not the paracord one, unfortunately. But I was like, 20 feet? You know, it was just some sort of poly rope, poly type of twist, type of cordage. It's blue, but it's not anywhere like parachute type of cordage that has inner strands or whatever. But it's just like, that's something like that. Someone could be using that for a tarp, a tent, for a guideline, a ridge line, stuff like that. But I was just thinking to myself, in certain situations, you know, especially if you're lost or whatever, quote unquote survival situation, you know, a resource like that, you would probably not want to give that up unless you had really had to, for whatever reason is, you know. So I was just like, yeah. To me, it was a no-brainer. I'm like, yeah, I want to do this, and so I do have cordage for that situation. So basically, long story short, I supplemented my supplies with that. Some of that I did give away. Let other people use and they took off with it and used it. I'm like, okay, at least it's getting used. Not just, oh, I just don't pick it up and throw it in the dumpster, throw it in the trash where it becomes a single use item. No single use. No. Cordage should be reused as much as possible, especially if it's still in good shape. Stuff like that. That's just my opinion. Mm, yes. Cheers to you too, Howie, with CRNN. Okay, anyways, now answer Harvey in a moment here. So basically, I did it. And it's just for resource, but just an environmental sake. All right. At least I know I can put it to use. It's not gonna go to waste. some of it I've used. Well, some of the parachute type of cordage, this paracord, I've used many times now. Not just one time, but like 5, 6 times for different things. I'm like, yeah. So it's not in some, per se, quote unquote landfill or again burnt or whatever. But that's just my 2 cents on that. Anyways, see, alright. Yeah, like that. It was a while back, sorry. My expert question: how to make a safe halogen lamp light for a low cost? Not sure. Who might know that? I know more people out there are more knowledgeable in that. So that is not per se my forte. Could I not learn it? Well, I don't know, but right now I cannot answer that. So we go on. Appreciate the question, Harvey, like always. Yeah, maybe, Harvey. Maybe. I mean, yeah. That is kind of funny. Yeah. But yeah, like I said, this was a while ago, right? So I've seen people, I mean, like I said earlier in the stream, here's a flashlight I found. Abandoned. Still works. It's just missing the thing in the front, but it still lights up. Pretty much everything is cosmetic. Still functions. Still looks good. I'll look on the inside. I don't see anything wrong. It doesn't looks pretty good condition. Not mint, but honestly, it's been used. Some of the paint's been rubbed off and stuff like that, but still functions. So again, this is another resource I've seen people. Well, I shouldn't say seen, because I never saw who ditched it, and I never saw those people with that cordage, because that was the main intention, honestly. But these people out there, some people, they leave stuff behind. So sometimes you can supplement your own survival kit, your own preparedness stuff, supplies, gear, and stuff like that. The things you find too. It varies from area to area, and what you find might vary from area to area. Just because I find this, you might not find it, but you might find something a little bit where I'm like, oh, I've never seen that around, for example. Because you never know what you can find out there until you go take a look. It could be that next corner, that next around the bush, where it's just like, hey, look at this. You what? It's like you don't see anyone around, and you're just like, did I just find? Is that? Am my eyes deceiving me? Is CR seeing things? And you just look, and so it's like, did someone drop a ferrocerium rod? one one of my buddies told me that's the story too. So I find it was like, wow, that's cool. That's a cool score. I always feel bad for people that drop stuff, lose stuff, and stuff like that. Because, it happens to us, to me, right? But I always remember when you find something, that probably means someone had to give it up or lose it or whatever. And when I lose something, drop something, which happens, right? Unfortunately, I am human. I'm like, well, hopefully that one person that found it put it to good use and had just trashed it, for example, right? Hopefully. Okay. I'll keep that in mind. It's because I think I might use. Well, I'll think about it. You're lucky, Harvey. I don't have the stage prop handy. I would have to reach over, but I could. No, I don't have one handy. I thought I might have. I could. I could easily just randomly get find one. Okay, Harvey. Okay, okay. Just because you find that, sheesh. Mm. Yeah. See, that's another thing, right? I want to point out, right? It's about when you do stuff like this, you know, now it can be beneficial on multiple fronts, multiple ways. Environmentally, yes, it's because it's not being wasted, getting rained on where, oh, it's too far gone, I don't like it, I don't like this or whatever. And in terms of preparedness, right? I mean, like, look at the stories I just gave with the flashlight, the cordage, something like what you found in terms of a heavy duty shelf unit, right? That could be used to, well, store preps on, right? Food, supplies, rice, beans, etc., cans, power tools, all this stuff, whatever it is. You know, obviously, I don't know what it looks like. I'm pretty sure you're using it. And another reason is it might be saving you cash because you don't have to buy it new either, right? Obviously, you know, you would check on the condition and stuff like that. Maybe some assembly required, or you have to restore it, right? And stuff like that. But sometimes it's not even that expensive or that time consuming, you know. So to me, this is why I do it. Those are the reasons, free reasons, right? Why I do something like that. Because to me, it just makes sense. Lots of positive reasons for it and stuff like that. Helps in preparedness, helps the environment, helps your pocketbook, you know, your wallet. I mean, to me, it just makes sense. So, my 2 cents on that, as I throw that one in, because you will realize in time. See, a lot of the time when I've been finding these things, I didn't actually bring a camera. I'm like, oh yeah, every time I bring out the camera, I never find anything, or it's just like, you know, kind of substandard or whatever, right? Oh, I didn't bring the camera. Oh yeah, now I find all this cool stuff for once, you know. But I'm just like, should I try to make a video? I'm like, well, it's just one item, so I figure I bring it in on this stream. So if you're watching this, I appreciate you dropping in. Shout out to the replay gang, everyone, my subscribers, followers, new people. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this right now, especially if you're here live with CR, appreciate it. Oh yeah, yeah, it's possible too. I remember I made a shelf from free cupboard doors. They were short per se, right? But they were all the same size. Couple screws, couple ply holes, well, a couple ply holes, a couple screws, something to reinforce the backing on. I made a wooden shelf, real quick one, out of free wooden doors. Easy. So not only did I add a shelf, but now it's more organized. I have more room because I'm using a vertical space and stuff like that. So to me, it just, again, it's helping me in the preparedness or being organized because I can use vertical space. It's not in a landfill, so it's being reused and recovered the resource or materials, which means it's good for the environment. It's not in a landfill, and it's good for my pocketbook because in this case, I already had the screws. I already had the material was free. I already had the power tools. Basically, maybe a little cost in terms of power. Like to me, it was just like, yeah, it probably took me like, let's say 10 minutes or something like that just to do everything right. I was just like, I've been using it ever since. You know, I can put something on top of it, and below it, I can have stuff. So, you know, up here, there's something. Down here in the first cubby, I'm using that space. So, which also means it's more organized, which is always a plus. It's Gemma. Hi, Gemma. Nice to see you. Happy New Year's Eve, everybody. So, let's see here. You see what Harvey's saying here? Let me just put it on screen. I'll read it here. He used to pick up old appliances and fix them up and sell them. Learned by doing some good bucks and had a backup appliances for a year. Good learning victory too. Yeah, I say. So there's a lot of positives when it comes to something like that. Because sometimes it's just like, you want to try something out. Maybe it's like, oh, you can do this with this, but you're like, well, you don't want to quote unquote use a new one, right? Or destroy a new one, right? But oh, hey, I found one. I can, hey, I can try out that one thing. You know, they say you can reuse XYZ item and make it into some ABC item. I'm like, hey, I could try that out this time around, because graciously, Luck has provided me an example of one that I can play around with. Whether it be electronics, machinery, tools, maybe it's some you're restoring something or fixing something, replacing a fuse in something to get it to work, something like that. And I guess, you know, if you get it to work and you give it to someone else that needs it, hey, even better. You know, you're doing that 3+1 thing, right? Maybe it's, hey, I found this lawnmower, for example. You know, I got it to work. It just needed this or whatever, right? Found it for free. I figured you can use it, for example, when you're helping people out too. I mean, to me, something like that would be like, I do that all the time. Then I would, just because, like I said, like I said, in terms of helping someone out, not only that, the preparedness part or being more organized or whatever it is, right? Being able to do work, a job or whatever, right? Having the tools and stuff like that. Environmentally, it's not being wasted, going to landfill or whatever, right? It's being reused, and it's helping someone's pocketbook because they don't have to purchase per se something new. They just need, hey, I just need a $5 part for something that retail would cost $100, for example, right? And this is just gently used, still good condition, not mint, but good, all right? I mean, and you get like 2-3 years in it for $5 worth of, let's say, money you put into a part. Let's say an hour of your time. I mean, to me, that just makes sense. I'm doing well, Gemma. Thank you for asking. Happy New Year to you too. Yes, that's exactly what project plans do you have for New Year's here. Let's just say, Harvey, you'll so have to see it with a pen. Yeah, see, right there, yeah, I've heard about that. I have not had a chance to try that out myself. I've heard about that, but I came close to this one time, but I decided not to. I could have. I just couldn't take it back, that's why. Because I was out on foot, so it was too far to get back. And by the time I got back to the location, it was gone still. So sometimes I'm like, nah. Hopefully I'll have another chance at it. You know, something like that. 2.5 hours. 2.5 hours about me telling stories. And a couple of things that I want to draw to everyone's attention every so often. There's reasons for these stories. Reasons for why I'm bringing these up. Because I know, things are prices, things are, yeah, all that stuff. Right, so I think we're gonna have to, in my opinion, be more resourceful with the resources we do have. The income, money, cash flow, coins, whatever currency that we do have. Even the gift cards we have and stuff like that. Because I think it's important. I think it's important to make that kind of metaphoric dollar, pound, franc, all of those currencies, or whatever, right? Stretch a little bit more, maybe get a little bit more for that $1, $5, whatever, as much as possible. And the money that you can save, for example, you reallocate it to something else, whatever it is, food, water, something like that. Maybe more gas in your gas tank, whatever it is, right? Something like that. More power in our power tool, you know, water filter, tarp, garbage bags, seeds, right? Seeds are pretty something right there. I mean, even for me right now, it's just like I've been actually using something to like put my rest of my foot on. That's actually something I've been using, recovering the resource on. Oops, I didn't mean to actually hit that one. Well, whatever. Okay. I actually didn't mean to highlight that, but whatever. Because I was just trying to click on it. Mm-hmm. Okay. I hear you out, Harvey. Hmm. Yeah, the link for garden prepping is out on the side chat right now. Yeah. Yeah. Thanks, Harvey. You want awesome mod, Harvey. So let's see what else I was gonna say here. I think really I'm trying to say here is I know not everyone has money, or very little of it, or it's already pre-allocated somewhere, stuff like that. Fixed income, whatever, right? But I think being able to use the resources, the connections, the gear, supplies that we do have, even better, maybe even better what have we been using. might be beneficial. Maybe it doesn't help your pocketbook as much as you think. You're saving, you know, 5 cents for every dollar. Okay, that could add up. Environmentally, it might help too, right? Also, because it's not in the landfill, because you're reusing something or recovering a resource, and maybe, like I said, maybe it's helping your own preparedness thing. Because hey, this is the shelf, but I didn't have to go to the hardware store to get or whatever. New, I have one. I got for the cost of a couple screws, 10 minutes of my time, 15 minutes of my time. It's relatively good. Not new, but as functional as a new one. It still functions, right? It still works, as my friend says. So yeah. Sorry, I keep looking over at my air chat just in case I miss something in there, because I can see it all. What time is it? Oh, what? Have I been talking this long about this? I must have. It's one of those things I can talk about this all the time, because these are the things I enjoy doing for the most part. Reason why I do certain things, right? Maybe I don't do certain everything, like those kind of things. But there's everything that I can do. And like I said, I've supplemented some of this gear with things I find. It's funny. I'm pretty sure now. I'm pretty sure since I started the channel, I found enough to make a survival kit. I probably almost found enough, not quite, to cover those 10 C's of survivability. From Dave. Yeah, where hey, I found a shelter. I found fire. I found a container for water or whatever, right? Hell, even found food. Even found food. I know I have once. It was funny. I think someone dropped it. They were rushing. I was just like, instead of tossing it, I did consume it. Now, I'm not advising everyone to do that, but knowing your risk, also for something like that, that's a little bit different. But, you want to thoroughly check everything, right? Use your own discretion, right, and stuff like that. But something like that. I mean, tools. And I found tools. Light. Yep. Found a light. Oh, battery bank. Oh, this Bluetooth speaker counts. Sharpen the tools. Knives. Something like that. Oh, this knife sharpener counts. This is something I found too. This is something I found on Christmas Eve, 7 days ago, last week. Well, not at this time, but relatively. So something like that. Solar light. Even batteries too for those lights. Also not at the same time, but cordage. I have found shelter elements before. That I know. Yeah. Yeah. FFP's channel links in the description right in the description in the side chat right now. Yeah. So I mean, and the thing is, I'm not even counting yard sales, grad sales, church sales, estate sales, or flea market finds, or anything like that, right? You know, all this stuff. Well, per se, that stuff I just talked about. I found. I found. Right? I mean, I was like, really? Did I just find this? Did I just, and I'm just like, yeah. So like I said, I supplemented into my own, per se, quote unquote, preparedness. Supplies, stash, gear, resources, and stuff like that. Any holes that I have in my, per se, items, I'm like, yeah, patch them up, per se, right? I mean, I even found hockey tape. Not a lot, but it was still something. Still, it was still usable. So, I mean, if you take anything from this stream, video, replay, keep an eye out on stuff. Keep an eye out on stuff. Because you never know what you can find out there. Because sometimes I'm just like, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not always lucky. Right? But sometimes, when I'm like, oh, let's go for a random walk. Oh, let's go over here. Let's go around this corner. Let's, let's go over this hill. Next thing I know, it's like, I find somewhere. I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, I didn't even plan it. I'm like, you decide to randomly, I'm just gonna go left and come back around. And you just find someone on the left side, and you're like, what? It's one of those things like, it's like I had intuition. I sensed it. It's like, well, this is my right, but, on screen it'll be like this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I've per se bought things too, not just at a store or whatever, at a secondhand place, thrift store, estate sale, yard sale, church sale, garage sale, backyard sale. So I thought, but some of the stuff I'm like, oh hey, I didn't even have to spend much. Oh wait, I didn't spend any because I found it, or it was already abandoned too, right? So I'm just like I said, if I'm going else, I'm helping the environment, just just reusing it, stuff like that. Because to me, in my opinion, there's a lot of resources out there that we could potentially reuse. You can't reuse everything. I get that. But there's a lot of stuff out there that can be reused. Harvey, only the last word has CR in it. I'm just saying. I'm not RC. I'm CR. See? CR, not RC. CR, not RC. CR, not RC. CR, not RC. Hey, I should make a song. Thanks, Harvey. Now I can make a song. CR, not RC. CR, not RC. I'm just saying. But yeah, I know. Yeah, recycle, repurpose, reclaim, yeah. Because I figure, and another reason why is, depending on the situation, let's say you're out in the woods or whatever, you sprain an ankle, you trip, fall down a hill, your pack goes flying into the river, you lose your gear, your bag, right, your supplies, or whatever, something like that. I kind of figure, if you have nothing like that, or very minimal, you just lost your bag and supplies, quote unquote, hypothetical situation, and you found cordage, you found a resource, you might be like, and maybe it's not that heavy, or or whatever, and you might be like, I'm really lucky right now, or someone's smiling down on me. Because, you just happen to find, just imagine if you were lost and something like that just happened to you, or whatever, you just happen to find a Ferrocene rod. You'd be like, what? You'd be like, you know what I mean? It's just like how you hear stories about people on deserted islands and stuff like that. Things wash ashore. Well, not always, but you hear people talking. Hey, I found this lighter. There's a lighter on a deserted island. It still sparks, right? There's no fuel, but it still sparks. I mean, if you have nothing, or very minimal stuff, or very little stuff, something like that, something as simple as a dead lighter is a valuable resource. Especially the spark that you're getting from it is good enough. I say good enough, not great, but good enough. Because now, for example, to you at that time, that would help you in a situation like that. Sorry, I think I hear something. Something like that would help you in the situation. Okay, hurry, I'll let you fly on that one. Slide. But in a situation like that, if you found a later, let's say, shipwreck, whatever, let's just say, hypothetical situation, you know, you're probably like, oh, I EDC later, I EDC this, I everyday carry this, I got my bag, I got my get home bag, I got a belt, I got all this stuff, right? Well, okay, let's just say you lost it. You didn't have it on you. It was at night. Something happened, right? Or you simply do not have access to it. There's true stories of people that have gone through this, and I'm like thinking to myself, if they and coming back to that deserted island and stuff like that, I'm a hand kind of guy. You would tell. I'm still hand kind of guy. I like to spirit hands. Anyways, if you found a dead lighter, example, right? Obviously, this does not keep gas, but let's say you found one like this. Let's say it's even cracked, broken, right? But surprisingly, after you dry it out, you're like, oh, but it makes a spark. Maybe not as good as that, but a spark or a decent spark or a good spark, you'd be like, I hope you would consider, okay, I got a spark. If I can get something to take the spark, I possibly could, in this hypothetical, I'm on a deserted island kind of scenario, right? This hypothetical situation. Oh, hey, if I can get this spark to take this tinder or find some tinder or something, per se, coconut husk, whatever, something like that, very fine and stuff like that, to take a spark. You know what that means? I don't have to rely on friction fire like a bow drill or hand drill. See my energy, for example. So, just something to think about because I always think about it like that. You know, honestly, none of us. Well, I should say none, but pretty sure none of us right now are on a desert island or have been on one. But I'm always thinking, well, what happens if I don't have this? Right? Yeah, it's nice that I have, you know, the supplies right now, right? The gear right now. But if I don't have it, but I randomly find this, to me, if I had nothing, but I found a dead lighter. Well, hey, it's a start. It's a start. It's a start. For example, right? I can supplement my own resources I do have, supplies, with that item, said item. Dead lighter, broken lighter. This is a dead lighter. There's nothing. This could be cut in half. Oh, but it still sparks. I'll get into that. I'll get into that in a second, Harvey. After, but yeah, if you had something like this, you'd be in a slightly better position, a potential, potential. I shouldn't say life saving, but potential saving you time or energy situation. Whereas, like I said, you might not have to rely on friction fire, right? You might not be proficient at it. You might not be, but either way, you're still using energy, right? And if you don't know how to do friction fire, I've never done it, doesn't be like, per se, quote unquote, lifesaver, right? Because you'd be like, oh, someone's smiling down on me. I'm getting lucky, on the rarity scale in that situation, you just hit like an 8, right? On the rarity scale. Yes, I have a rarity scale. It's not just in the gaming world. I actually apply it to the real world. I have my own scale. I mean, for someone like me, regular dead lighter or lighter or whatever, something like that, a dead lighter would be, or a non-working lighter, still sparks, probably be like 3. If it's a working lighter with fuel, especially if it's full, I consider that probably at like a 5 out of 10. Where 10's extremely rare, and 0 is you see it all the time, right? Whatever it is, like torn up bag, garbage bag, or whatever. I see that all the time, or quote unquote those things. Yeah, those are pretty much on 0 or 1 on the rarity scale, right? Because I see them all the time. But something like this non-working lighter might be free. I see those less often compared to the previous items. But yeah, Harvey, into what you're saying right there, let me highlight that. Yeah. $90, right? To grab things and be effectively by one. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Harvey. Right? And, I always been thinking to myself, we're all in a different, every one of us is in a different financial situation. Some of us less, more. Some of us have more of this, less of this, right? Well, I always say, well, I might not be lucky enough to have this or whatever. But I might be lucky enough to find something that can be useful. So, and again, in the time that I've started this channel, 2015, right? I'm coming up to my 7-year anniversary in the spring or mid-spring, right? Like I said, I found enough to make a survival kit, or per se, quote unquote, survival kit. There's degrees of condition and stuff like that, right? Have I found a bag, container? Yeah. Cordage? Yeah. Combustion? Yeah. Tools? Yeah. I haven't found a compass, but I have found magnets. So that's in a positive direction. Yeah, get that? Get that? See how I charged a pun in there? Yeah, see? Get it? Yeah, you gotta keep up. Oh, yeah, and charge has CR in it, by the way. Just saying. Right? But let's see what else. and this is why I presented urban, that urban or garbage survival kit challenge, right? Just going out there and thinking like that, right? Because in situations, you might have to think like that, or get in the mindset that it's like, okay, well, there's stuff out there for me, I could say. And coming back to what Harvey said about, about this one right here, about 90 seconds, right? I mean, if you have something ready to go, prepared in advance, created, right? It's created has CR in it, obviously. Then you'll be generally in a better situation because you don't have to scramble. Yeah, scramble has CR in it too. Like, whatever kind of metaphor I can use, right? You know, at the last second. Maybe less stressful. In any situation like that, where you had to force evacuation or something like that, and like it's so fast, you're gonna be over. You're gonna have lots of stress already, just because, well, the nature of the situation. And I'm gonna say this too, considering what happened here in Canada, in British Columbia, out west here, with the flooding. Yeah, some people had to bail out. Some people had to evacuate out, quote unquote, bug out, right? Because they couldn't bug in anymore or shelter in place because, well, the shelter home is unsafe. So, something for me forced your hand to do something like that. Unfortunately, just the way it is. So, I always have both options available: shelter in place, bug in as long as you can, especially if you still have resources. It's defendable. You still have food and water. It's not getting flooded or burnt out, but always have that option, that backup plan, just in case, hey, I gotta evacuate out, right? Because it, I think, to me, it makes sense to have both. I want to have both options available, not just one, but two, right? Because the more options you have, at least you have a choice, so to speak, right? Because if you don't have a choice and you have to evacuate out and you didn't make something in advance, I mean, I've heard the stories out there. So the stories out there that people were saying, you know, quote unquote, leaving with the clothes on your back, stuff like that. I've heard that stories, stuff like that. You know, it happens to anyone. It happens to anyone. You know, you know, people here in the survival community might have heard from someone else, right? From the bushcrafting community, stuff like that. It's only happening to them. So it happens, right? You know, I mean, expect to lose something, obviously, I guess, but that's why you have extras, just in case. That way you're not up the creek without a paddle. Yeah, yeah. I might have a few options, but I have to test them out first. Harvey. Yeah, exactly. Down in Linton. Yeah, it's pretty close to the international border. Quote unquote, the 49 parallel, right? The international border. So, right? I mean, like, I've read the reports and, well, I shouldn't say read the reports, but the stories, the news on it and stuff right there. People talking. And hearing about it, it's just like, yeah, it always reminds me, I'm like, do we always be grateful to have certain things, right? Like enough to have options, to be able to, you know, okay, this is not my usual bag. This is a bag I'm working on for a reason, huh? It just happens to have something on there. A backpack and stuff, which doesn't have anything inside because, well, this is actually not my go bag. But the thing is, something like that. So at least, it's just like, it could be as simple as like, hey, I have a lighter in there, I have poncho, tarp, cordage, photos, right? Family photos, something like that. Some ready to eat food, water, ready to use water and stuff like that. Water filter, something like that. Maybe partial or full change of clothes. It might feel like that might be a morale boost for you. At least you might. I know I would be like, well, I just lost everything. Hypothetically speaking, right? But hey, at least I have something. Right? You'd be grateful for what little possessions you still do have, right? You didn't leave empty-handed, right? For example, right? It's like, well, I'm glad I put this bag together, and now at least I still have these family photos, something like that, maybe a copy of your driver's license, passport, whatever, ID, all that other stuff, right? You know, you don't have to go through as much hassle, stuff like that, where you think, to yourself, it's like, I'm glad I was more proactive this time around. I didn't see this coming. And you always hope, for the best, right? But sometimes plan for the worst too, right? Because I always see like no one wants to metaphorically get burnt, right? No one does, right? So, because it's a hassle. It's a hassle. So, if you can prepare beforehand as much as you can, right? With what resources or things you do have, I mean, to me, it makes sense. And I'm evolving or doing everything to stay prepared just because environmentally it's good, or it's helping my pocketbook or wallet or whatever, right? Strengthening that dollar, pound, franc, currency, whatever kind of currency, a little bit more. The resources a little bit more too. So yeah, yeah. The 2 is 1, 1 is not. I guess 3 is 2 and 4 is more. And 5, you feel alive. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. So. Because this is why, lately, in the last 2 years, especially, become very apparent. I've not been showing a lot of kids. Yeah. Please forgive me for not showing a lot of kids, per se, because I've been thinking to myself, for someone else that's Canadian and hit home, it's like, I don't want the channel just to be about gear. I want the skill and knowledge and experience in there too, as much as possible, right? Where, is it possible to do at least something, right? Supplement something in it, right? Whatever it is, right? Maybe you're finding a poncho, so you don't have to buy one for your bag, which means you can buy that extra can of beans, for example. Right? I think it's prudent, good thing to consider multiple locations, right? From, it's not just that bug out, quote unquote bug out location, but you know, whatever it is, friends, family, hotel, right? I think considering it like that, right? Like I said, always have more than one option because one option means you got none and you don't have that option. You know, if option A doesn't work, okay, is option B still on the table? No. Option C, yeah, option C still on the table. Well, you still have an option. I guess that pretty much sums up that two is one is none thing, right? Yeah, exactly. Right? As much as possible. I'm trying. You know, trying as much as possible. No expert. I guess I should have said that in the beginning, right? No expert in this. I'm just learning from experience. Trying to increase my own knowledge up here, my own skills and what I can do, stuff like that. And hopefully buy some more time. Really. Buy some more time. Buffer son. You know, like I've said, when the great TP thing of 2020 happened, right? We all know about that. There's videos on that. Yeah, we all know about that. It's the big thing, right? That's just like I was starting to more worried about like food already, stuff like that. Like, because to me, well, I know TP can be used for things and stuff like that, but generally speaking, if you don't have food, you ain't using the TP much, right? As I just ran away, slide that in here. I'll just not slide that in here. Why not? Change it up a bit. Amongst other things, I really do like. There's one thing about StreamYard I do like. That you can just add these videos in, clips in. I know they have to be in MPEG-4. I don't know if there's a limit, but I guess I'll find out. Because I'm going to be using StreamYard for a little bit, so I figure I might as well maybe be proactive in that part of it. So maybe the next couple days or whatever, make a bunch of MPEG-4 files to use, upload them to StreamYard account and have them available just like, yes, tap for sound, yeah. Like this one, which I made like literally the other day. Real quick too. Just a static image too, right? So that's something that was easy to create. I mean, did not take me that long whatsoever. Very simplistic, you know. You see how it just slides to the right and fades, and as it's fading, it's expanding or getting larger or enlarging, yeah, as it's fading out. So, real simple. But basically, you know, building upon small things, right? So, a bunch of simple transitions or effects or whatever combined together into a more complex thing, right? Just like knots. Maybe you pick up learning how to do a slip knot like a Canadian jam knot or an arbor knot, and then you start to pick up a top line hitch, you know, or a fixed loop like Alpine butterfly knot bowline, and then next thing you're doing the tumble hitch. Next thing you know, you're doing friction-based knots like the Fairmont friction hitch, a Prusik knot. Next thing you know, hey, I get into that trucker's hitch now. I understanding it. And the next thing you know, you're like, hey, I can do this blood knot. And the next thing you know, you're doing even more. And the next thing you know, you're braiding. And the next thing you know, you're using plastic bags to make tar, so you can reuse them to make cordage. To use them to help you with your own quote unquote preparedness. Yeah. So make progress, not perfection. I know that cliche, but still it's true. So it's true. Yeah, there we go. Hey, Harvey. Don't use that one word. Incredible. Because it makes me feel hungry. Because it has edible in it. See? Get it? I made a joke earlier to someone in the day. I said this too, right? They said incredible. I'm like, you're making me hungry with that word. It might have CR in it, but it's making me hungry. Get it? Get it? Get it? Get it? That was a wild, incredible. See? Wild, incredible. Yeah, yeah. I thought that was kind of funny. Yeah, exactly, Harvey. Yeah. I'll probably just go to like 3:30 more. About 15 more minutes. Probably should get some rest. Make some calls tomorrow. Stuff like that. I mean, I could talk on and on about this. I know I can. I probably still have stories too. A couple stories I haven't mentioned still. Yeah, there's definitely stories I've not mentioned. Or if I have, yeah, it hasn't been on a live stream or on a chat. It might be a comment. Some people I've left certain comments to certain people where I actually tell the story better and stuff like that. So, like I always say, no expert, just learning. Trying to apply the knowledge, the skill, as much as possible. Gain some experience and stuff like that. No, let's see. See, what do I do? I just did it. So, it's not that hard. So, kind of supplement my own supplies with stuff. You know. So instead of always being given that all those thousands of fish, right? That metaphor. I'm trying to learn how to fish. That metaphor, right? So where it be sewing, something like that. I know some people out there blacksmith. Yeah, no, I haven't done that. I've grinded stuff, right? Pre-existing stuff, right? But I've never made something with a fresh piece of metal or that kind of fabrication. Yeah, see, that's being proactive. Even trying to improve on the situation. Almost dry. Just consuming a little in here. So wet in my mouth. It's a gummy. So I don't want to talk my mouth full, but because it's always rude. But yeah, I mean, to me, lately, it's just like, bicycle inner tube. useful. Even just one. If you only had one, you could do stuff. I'm even figuring out more things to use this for. I was just like, where I'm just like, there's one time. I have another story. Who knows? I might go a little bit longer, depending how I feel. But someone asked me, they're like, "Hey CR, hey, what's up? I'm having problems with my lawnmower." I'm like, "What? What? I don't know if I can help you. I'm no expert on lawnmower." They're like, "No, no, CR. You know the cap. You know that you have to, that seals it so, so to keep the gas and the fuel in, right? I cannot do it. It's kind of stiff or locked, right? The first thing I grabbed, I went and grabbed a bicycle gear tube, put it around, with a little bit more force than usual. I unscrewed it. They're like, okay. I'm like, okay, CR's back. Yeah, I got it open. They're like, wow, that was fast, CR. I'm like, yeah. How'd you do that? I was like, this bicycle gear tube. They're like, what? Yeah, I was just saying to them, explaining. I used it like grip because rubber grips, so to speak, right? It's just like similar to opening a jar with those kind of things. I mean, maybe, I don't know, could I open a jar with something like this? Maybe. Have I tried it? No, but could it work? It could help. So something like this could be extremely useful, you know? And that's just for putting a ranger bag, an elastic bag version around a tin or a container like this. It could be useful for helping you do stuff. Open something, put grip on something, right? So, I mean, I know people out there that sees a lot of these survival videos gets that famous Altoids tins and stuff like that. You see the ranger bands and stuff like that. For our reason, it's not just for a fire starter in your fire kit. It could be for something else too. Alright? And something like this could be useful. Especially if you know people that do a lot of biking and stuff like that. Go ask them, right? They probably have some. At bike shop, maybe they have some they can just spare you, right? You could be using that resource. And again, supplementing that supply in. Well, that resource in, whatever it is, right? Bicycle inner tube in this case. Hey, GP. Yeah, I know. It's so cool. Mm-hmm. Well, hopefully we all be more prepared, ready, as much as possible, right? I don't think any one of us know everything, right? There's a lot of things to, to pick up. No, right? But more diversified in the stuff, understanding of it a little bit more, even a basic understanding of it might be useful. I mean, and really not be a burden on the system. So instead of per se roughing it, you're kind of less roughing it, almost moving it, right? Less stress too, because you're not worried, or I shouldn't say not worried, but not as concerned as, let's say, the next person, because you have a buffered zone of, let's say, 5 days, 72 hours, for example, right? Maybe even more, right? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, OPSEC. Yeah, operational security. Yeah. There's reasons for it, right? So you want to share it, not share it, I'm good with it, right? Whatever it is, right? I try to get to know people as much as possible, regardless if I know their first name or not, never seen their face, or never heard them. Some of the things they even just type in the chat, the way that they type, the way that they, per se, speak, right? you know, communicate. Try to get a sense of it, right? Try to get to know them whenever, right? You know, I know some people were like, "Hey, how's it snow in Canada?" And they asked me that in July, and I don't know why asked me in the summer. Is it warm in Canada? And I'm like, ask me in July. Hmm. Hmm. Cool, cool. Hmm. Okay. You know, after realizing why I had to get into that, I have a high metabolic rate, so I burn energy fast. So I went, I better get more food. Better be more ready for that, right? So try, try, right? Try, try as much as I can. Right? You know, you know, I might not have this or that yet, but taking one step, one preparedness, one skill, one knowledge, one day, 1 year, 1 month, one time zone at a time to hopefully win. Okay, that was a pun. You know what I mean. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I know you're joking. Yeah, I know you're joking, Harvey. Did I miss something? Oh, okay. Well, some things are like that. It's just the way it is, right? Sometimes you don't know until you experience it, right? It's just whatever it is. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I get what you mean. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Sorry, I'm just having a gummy. Doing all this talking for like 3.5 hours. Yeah. This is why I always have to have some sort of drink. Self dries out real fast when you're talking. Give me 1 second. I just have to check on something real quick here. Sorry about that. I just had to check my batteries. I knew it. My battery is still going down. I checked it on it when I started the stream a while back. 80 some percent. Now it's at 50. So my battery is going down. So what I was correct about, this is why I went longer on the stream, is even when I plug it in, the battery still goes down because I would have to lower the brightness. Stuff like that. Probably turn off unnecessary applications and tabs or pages or apps or whatever. because, like I said, I'm running video, transferring video, sound, using data or Wi-Fi, right? I had the screen up at half brightness of its max or whatever, 40%. So in the 3 hours, I might have dropped 30%. So yeah, I could do an 8-hour stream, but I would have to plug in for sure. And yeah, even with the power coming in, as far as I know, right? Oh, wait. No, either way, it would still have to. Actually, my laptop went into standby. I thought I was clicking enough. That's why every so often you'll see me press something in there, so maybe that's why. But either way, I know I still have to. Hold on a sec. I have to check on this. Okay, I'm back. I just had to check on it real quick. I am charging now, so either way, I just know that I probably am consuming more power than I'm getting in, but or even if I'm at equal rate, that still means I still have to charge or plug in all the time. Yep, I hear you on that one. Here you go on that one, GP. Well, looks like I'm going longer than that 3:30 mark, or 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yep. I'm pretty sure if I don't end this soon, I will for sure at the 4 hour mark. So I'm not going beyond 4. Not just because I'm tired. It's because I actually want to get some rest anyways. I don't think I need to do much more of a test for battery and stuff like that. Let me just check right here real quick. I guess I noticed about my mic. Alright, I had to check. My battery is going up, so yeah. So maybe I might be able to maintain a charge at best. But I'm pretty sure without, there's no way I would be able to do this with any battery in or power in. I'm using too much juice doing stuff, right? Displays at half, brightness, Wi-Fi or data's on. I'm transmitting audio and video. Might be different if I only did like icon only, right? Icon only. But I'm not. That's why I'm doing it. So I know. So in future streams, at least I know that, hey, I can keep at least 3 hours still good. Okay. Because another reason is I'm actually doing a test too. So you guys just don't know. And I figure instead of saying, ooh, this is a test stream, I actually talk about something. Bring up some stories. Reconnect with some of you out there, right? Some of you I actually did not know some of the things. So get to know you guys, gals, people out there better as much as possible. Okay. As I randomly show things on the screen here. Just to spice it up a bit. think I have to work on this one. Just a tad, just a tad. Oh, hey. Oh, that's what I should work on. Maybe work on some videos I can bring in sound. Because I know the StreamYard thing has one. This is the standard 30 seconds one. Right? I have to find audio that I can use cleanly. Not just on here on YouTube, but that's easy enough in the YouTube library. But and also, if I gotta get attribution or credit, also I would. But in the description or whatever, you know. Because as you saw in the beginning of this stream, I brought my counter in. Too bad it has no audio. I was watching people's countdown thing. I just like thinking to myself, oh yeah, I need something like that. That'd be awesome. Except for, well, I'll probably just make a new one, whatever. Modified version of one. Yeah, I know GP. Yeah. Well, what I say is, come on. About this point right here, which I'll highlight, is, well, you can't help someone if you don't help yourself first. If you can't breathe, you might pass out before you can help someone else breathe. For say, quote unquote, that kind of on a plane kind of deal. Right? Then you say, put yours on first, then help someone else. Right? Besides, you're good to anyone if you're hurt, right? I mean, I'm all for trying to help people and stuff like that, but you're less effective if you're hurt than because then someone else has to come in to help you out, right? So I hope that makes sense. But yeah, I know what you mean, GP. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still good. Still good. Sleep is one of those things for me that's like, you know, I don't have to take sleeping pills or anything like that, right? Rarely do I not fall asleep. I can just be like, I remember this one time by accident. I almost felt like I fell asleep standing up. Almost once. It almost felt like that. Right? Where, you feel like you're getting tired. You rest your eyes for like, it seems like half a second, when it might feel like a minute or whatever. And, just rest in my eyes. Right? Like, I know when I'm tired, right? Where it's like, yeah, I think it's time, right? Well, other times it's like, yeah, I still got another 50 minutes in me or whatever, right? You know? And when I do get sleep, in my opinion, well, in my situation, I tend to not wake up from it. The sleep tends to be longer, that kind of more, how do I say, what's that called? REM sleep or whatever, right? That deep sleep, right? Like, I'm one of those people, most of the time, I could take a power nap for like 5 minutes, good for another 5 hours, right? Sometimes. Not all the time, though. Oh, wait, did I put that on screen? Wait, you didn't see that. Wait. Just kidding. I guess I'm lucky I don't have to take sleeping pills. I naturally can get sleepy and stuff like that. So, cross my fingers that still holds true in the new year. Right? I think I'm definitely grateful for that. So, yeah, awareness, right? You know, hey, you're in pyramid. Can you pinch me? Because I'm falling asleep, personally. If I'm tired, I'll say so. I know when I am. You know, I tend to be one of those people, unless I'm really alert, just woke up or whatever. I can be like sitting somewhere really comfy and just fall asleep. So, you know, for those people that do that. So I understand what people do that because I go through that from time to time. You know, I'm not even tired and it's just like, it's so comfy and it's like, next thing you know, it's like, CR, oh, sorry, did I fall asleep? I didn't mean to. It's just so comfy in the chair, right? You know, I've done that before by accident, but people tend to know me. I don't do that often, but it happens, right? All right, I think I'm gonna call it here. 7 minutes. So when my timer says 3:45 on it, which is about 7 minutes. So 7 more minutes. 2 plus 5, 4 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7 plus 0. Wait, just 7. Right? Or you could do a 1 times 7 if you want. Right? That'd be a prime example. I mean, prime number. Just kidding. I don't even know. I must be getting tired because I just said that. That was bad. That was a bad thing. Anyways, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. GP to a certain degree too. Yeah. Just let me check on something. Sorry about that. I just had to check on my timer on my battery. So yeah, it is holding steady. So I think I can, as long as I'm plugged in, I can hold it steady. As long as I don't crank the brightness all the way up. Don't need to right now, but you know what I mean. So, like I said, I was doing this so I would know instead of, oh, in theory, I should be able to do it. Someone else can do it. Well, I mean, I should try it with my own self. Right? Like I said, if I don't, like, my laptop went on to standby, I didn't even notice that, right? I thought I caught it in time. Battery's starting to drop because there's no input anymore. Output's up here, input's down here. Oh, out of standby. It's uh, nearly equal. Uh, one in, one out rule still applies, for example. Some, uh, here, here's a random shadow puppet right here. All right, here's a random shadow puppet right there. That's a shadow puppet right there, guys. Guys and gals, people out the side chat. That's a shadow puppet. Maybe this one too, or this one. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's night. I probably would only do that at night near the end of the show. Yeah, me too, Harvey. To a certain degree. I'm trying to be optimistic, but obviously trying to be a realist too, right? So hope for the best, plan for the worst, right? So yeah. 4 more minutes. Okay, well, 3. That's what I like to see. Words with CR in it might create, right? Something constructive. Yeah. My handle for my chocolate's in the way. I can't come closer. Yes. So, let me just sum everything up here. I appreciate everyone dropping in on this live stream. Hopefully, it was a little bit to know me, why I do certain things, why I see her as the way he is. Right? This is how I am, I guess. And I'm fine with it. Because within my core, I see her. Someone that does like to create, tries to care. And help people out. So, yeah. Anyways, everyone, let me just switch this to this last little bit here. Just play a couple of things here, like that. Right. Appreciate everyone dropping in. Harvey, current prepping, ideas, prepping life. Uzcal, Gemma. Who else came by? Helly from Food Forest Permaculture. Yes, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. So much so, I'll play that one too. Right, I appreciate them taking the time. And everyone else, you can catch on this replay. Thank you for dropping by on this stream with CR here. You know, and like always, everyone, stay safe out there, proactive, and you all can create a better future yourself. And as our world changes, we can adapt to. Skill and knowledge get better with practice. You can't help everyone out there, but you can help someone out there. Take care, people. It's peace out from the one that's Canadian and known as CR. Take care, everyone. Have a happy new year. Be safe out there. Take care. Bye.